Hey, Ben Folds fans, I have a new episode of Comic Reviews of Fate. And of course, they're brought to you by Primal Paper Comics and my own book, Red Knight, which is available. Issues 1 through 6 are still available on Manos Publishing at Etsy.com and PrimalPaperComics.com, which, cool thing about Primal Paper Comics, if you're a little unsure, you want to pick up an unknown property like my book, the downloads, or digital downloads, are only 99 cents. And you can download the Primal Paper Comics free comic book day special for, guess what? Free! You can check out all 5 titles and get a look at what we're doing. I think we're doing some pretty cool stuff. Also, Jeff Hewitt's The Ends, number 5, is out. This is a great book to start. Even though it's kind of halfway through a story arc, this issue stands alone. It's really, really well done. Check out the links below. Now, let's do some comic reviews. All 3 are from Marvel this week. And let's start off with The Avengers, Enemy Within, number 1. And I think this is just a single one-shot because the rest of this crossover will be carried over into the 2 Kelly Sue DeConnick titles, Avengers Assemble and Captain Marvel. This is, of course, written by Kelly Sue DeConnick and drawn by a new fellow whose work I haven't seen before, Scott Hepburn. He's interesting. He has kind of almost a Roberto Ramos style to his work, without going too cartoony like Ramos does. I dig his style, but I understand why some people aren't crazy about it. In that case, you may kind of favor Hepburn's style. It kind of like gives you that kind of feeling without going too far into it. Anyway, if you haven't been following the Captain Marvel books, in the last few issues, Carol's doctor has come to her telling her that she has this lesion in her brain that seems to be getting worse every time she flies, and it just aggravates the lesion and actually endangers her life. So she said, hey, the super strength is fine, the energy blast stuff is fine, flying not so much. So she's had to like tool around in a flying cycle. Meanwhile, people have been trying to kill her and trying to scare her by threatening the people in her apartment building and trying to get her to fly. So in the last issue of Captain Marvel, we discover that it is the Captain Marvel villain from a long time ago who's actually responsible for her powers. I forgot his name, but anyway, he's an old, obscure villain that is pretty important to her history, and he's out to kill her. And also, a friend of hers is missing, this old woman named Rose, and she and Spider-Woman are looking for her. By the way, their relationship is pretty good. They actually have quite a history together. It was Spider-Woman who saved her life when she first lost her powers in the Avengers Annual 10. So I'm glad that's remembered by DeConnick, and I'm glad that has quite a bit to do with their relationship. It feels really grounded, actually. I really enjoy seeing them banter together. Anyway, they fight some really kind of D-list supervillains, also at the same time trying to get her to fly, and well, they succeed in doing that, which hurts like hell. Anyway, the same 2 dinosaurs from a couple issues ago attack again. With the help of Thor, they actually find Rose in the midst of that, and what's left with Rose is a piece of paper with the address, her address. So she rushes back, gets everyone out of the building, and finds clues to what's going on, including a piece of the machine that gave her powers in the first place is now missing, something she was keeping as a memento. So I think she pretty much knows who the villain is by this point. At least I'm guessing she's now got a feeling who it is. Dig this a lot. This is really good. This is picking up from the story arc in Captain Marvel. I do recommend checking this out. The first couple pages between Captain Marvel and Spider-Woman do a good job of kind of catching us up to speed in case you haven't been reading the Captain Marvel book and not know what's going on. It's pretty natural, the exposition that goes on between the 2 of them. One of my only quibbles with the issue, and I like Hepburn's art a lot, but wow, he goes nuts with that hair. And you know, at Marvel, we need to talk. We need to decide on the hair. I'm tired of her having long hair and short hair, depending on which artist is doing the book. It's actually getting a little dizzying. I thought Madonna changed her hair a lot, but apparently not. Now, I think this might... I don't know any behind-the-scenes stuff, so this is just as a fan observing. I remember when the teaser art came out of the first Captain Marvel issue, and she had short hair, and there were some fans who balked at that, like, oh, I don't know if that's a boy or not, you know, I can't tell, she's got short hair and big tits and round hips, that could be a guy. I'm basically retarded. So, of course, the immediate reaction was to add hair, and now, I don't know if any given artist knows what hair length she's supposed to have, so it keeps going back and forth and stuff like that. I vote short hair. I think it looks good. There's like 80 billion superhero women with long hair. We can afford to have one with a title who has short hair. And plus, it actually makes sense with this character. Okay, now that that's done, which I hate talking about hair, for God's sakes. As usual, Kelly Sue DeConnick's work with Carol is just fantastic. You really do get a sense that somebody is really screwing with her, and it's really, really personal. I dig this a lot. Pick this up. It's I'm going to give it 5 RAM chips. And go back and pick up the previous issues if you're kind of interested in what's going on here. Check it out. Now, here's some more Avengers action with Age of Ultron, number 8. We're almost done with this thing. And this is Brian Michael Bendis and Brandon Peterson, who has picked up the rest of the artwork chores on this title. When last we left our Marvel heroes, while the rest of the Scooby Gang was going to figure out where Ultron was and how to combat him through time, Wolverine and Invisible Woman just thought, fuck it, let's go back in time and kill off Hank Pym before he gets a chance to create Ultron. And they come back to the present, and it's all weird and screwy, and Tony Stark is Iron Man, but, I mean, he is literally Iron Man. Half his body's been chopped in half. He's more machine than man now. And he looks to be running the things with an iron fist, ha ha ha. And the Avengers are no more, and they're kind of been replaced by this mixed mesh group of Defenders, which has Wolverine on it. So we got 2 Wolverines, and I think Invisible Woman's supposed to be dead. At least that's the way they react to seeing her. And he's working with S.H.I.E.L.D. agents Emma Frost and Professor X. And Wolverine and Invisible Woman have been captured, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Tony Stark thinks they're agents of Morgana Le Fay. And everybody's scared of Le Fay. Everybody's like, oh my god, you know, Le Fay, Le Fay, Le Fay. Well, then we realize why they're so fucking scared of her. She's about to... She apparently has been, and her army of Doom robots are basically the barbarians at the gate, and they have been basically the last defense holding her back from taking over the world. And she comes, and they are kicking the shit out of everybody, including 2 helicarriers, collide over New York and start to crash. So basically, we may have replaced Ultron ruling the world with Le Fay ruling the world, so it looks like the mission to kill Ultron by killing off Pym doesn't seem to be working, because the universe just replaced Ultron with somebody else. So, yeah, this is pretty bad. I don't know how they're going to get out of this. This is 5 RAM chips. I'd be really interested in this series, especially the second half once we got to the part where we killed off Hank Pym, because I didn't expect that. This series has pretty much gone off in a different direction than what I was kind of expecting. So I don't know where the hell this book is going. So, and that's a good thing. 5 RAM chips. And let's go back to normal, regular Marvel Universe over in FF issue, where are we, 7? Matt Fraction and Mike Allred, killing it, Jack Kirby style. This is a beautiful cover with word balloons and everything. Alright, essentially the Wizard of the Frightful Four has mind-controlled Medusa into kidnapping his sort of clone son or something like that. Yeah, his clone, where he calls himself his son. The Bentley 23 is the clone, the child clone of the Wizard, and he's been working in the Future Foundation. Well, he wants his own family in the negative zone, damn it, and he's gonna kidnap them and start a family of, I guess, universe rulers or something like that. Would, of course, the FF, follow them in. Scott Lang is kind of dealing with the fact that now he has to have these kids jump into the fray and get in danger, and this has been something that's been kind of like nagging at him. Like, after losing his daughter, sending kids into action just really hasn't been jiving with him. He has this wonderful speech about, yeah, he's worried about them, but he worries about them all the time. So, it's time to, jump into action. Of course, we get to see Darla in her Miss Thing costume get put to the test. This is neat. Also, Medusa's power works really interestingly. I mean, every single hair of hers can grab people and fight. Even her eyelashes and even little body hairs on her face. That's cool. I didn't know about that. Anyway, this has a pretty satisfying ending. Everything's back to normal, kind of. And then, at the end, Dr. Doom learns of their plans. That means we got some Doom coming. Fraction and Allred doing Dr. Doom. Done. There. Save me a seat. 5 RAM chips on that. Basically 5 RAM chips for everything. I think everything was really good this week. That's all I picked up. I think that's it for now, so push the button, Lindsay.